Greek chicken time. I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas and is getting ready for an awesome New Year's Eve. We are making Greek chicken today. I'm going to wait one more minute just for a few people to come in before I get started. Ooh, let's change this. All messages. This song hits different now that all that shit with P. Diddy, but this is the police. Who don't love 80s music, right? Oh, there, I can't see. There we go, 3 people. All my beautiful lemons. Do you guys know the lemon trick? So, like lemons in the store, obviously they look like this. If they're super hard, they're not ripe yet or ready to cook with because you want the juice, right? So, you want them to be a little squishy. And the best thing to do is to not put lemons in your fridge. If you do, set them out. Like these have been out. I did have these in my fridge because I bought them a couple days ago with the holiday. If you do, set them out for at least a couple hours to come to room temp. And then what you do is you roll them on a hard surface. And that kind of wakes up, gets all your juices flowing. Okie dokie. Hey, rough operator. Nice to see ya. Welcome to the chat. Greek chicken. So first thing I'm doing is I got a whole, I'll show you this a little better, whole bulb of garlic sliced off the top. This has been drizzled with just about a tiny bit of extra virgin olive oil and then a little bit of salt because we're going to roast some garlic. So I probably made the foil too big. I put this, if you guys own an air fryer, I put this in my air fryer. I hope the audio is good and that you guys can hear me. Hi, Sarah. Thanks for coming in the chat. Nice to see ya. So you probably don't need this much foil. The secret for this, I'm actually going to cut some off. The secret, so basically, if you put this in the oven, you're going to need it in your oven for at least 45 minutes to an hour to get it all soft because we're roasting these cloves. But the awesome thing about putting it in the air fryer takes about 25 minutes. So that's the first thing we're going to do. So you put your bulb in. And basically, listen, you can buy one of those expensive cloches that you guys have seen that are round with like the top. You don't need it. This is all you need. Save yourself some money and don't buy the cloche. So just like this, my air fryer is behind me. So I just set it in the middle of my air fryer. Put the air fryer on 400, the highest setting. And then, like I said, 25 minutes. So let's get this going here. Perfect. That's going. All right. So next, we need to make a marinade for our chicken because, like I said, we're making Greek chicken. Greek chicken is literally oregano, lemon, and a shit ton of garlic, and a couple other things. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour to cook. So I would recommend preheating your oven, which I already did, and I'm getting distracted. So lemon chicken. We're going to go and I'm making a little bit of a dessert. So I'm going to show you over here. Walk with me. We've got to get the crust in the oven. That's going to go in before the chicken. So I melted in here, semi-melted. It's okay if it's a little loose. A half a stick of butter or a half a cup of butter. And then I'm doing a little shortcut. This is the best thing about like these. You can buy mixes and not use them for their intended purpose. So this is actually going to be a tart crust. And I'm just cutting a little corner because the Greek chicken is my focus. So you're going to put the whole thing in there. And you're going to use a pastry cutter. You got to do this old school, okay? You can put it in a food processor if you want to get to like coarse crumbs. I'm old school girly. So basically, you're just blending in your butter into it to try to get the cookie dough crumbly. And we're going to put it in this grease pie plate into the oven for about 20 minutes. You can add an egg if you feel like you need to. It might help bind it. It's more a visual thing. Shout out to the 24 people in the chat. Big ups. Don't be afraid to say something. I think I got the chat set right. Don't forget to say hi. Tell me where you guys are watching from. Okay. I am going to put in an egg just because I think it's going to bind it a little better. Let me grab one egg, guys. If you guys have watched any of my streams in the past, I totally recommend farm fresh brown eggs. They're just something about them. The yolk is brighter, they taste better. You guys give me 2 seconds. I have to get my dog. She's crying at the top of the stairs. I don't know if you can hear her. She's a senior. Give me 30 seconds, guys. I'll be right back. Okay. I apologize, y'all. I'm back. Hey, Stu. Okay, so egg. Same thing with your pastry blender. Just to get it blended. Helps bind it a little better, like I said. Okay. Whoops. Just going to use my hands. Sometimes hands are best. Basically, you just want a little crumbly but saturated batter, or dough, I should say. It's not really a loose batter. And then we may not even use all of this, but I'm going to push it into this cookie sheet. So, oh, goodness. Sorry for the woof. I don't know what she's yammering about. Basically, you want a thin layer, and we're going to take it a little bit up the sides. Like I said, if we don't use all of the dough, it's not a big deal. We're making a kind of like a tart with a fruit compote. And then what we're going to do is prick it as well, because it is a sugar cookie dough, so it is going to rise a little bit, but we obviously don't want it to be. As long as you can get it to feel, I should have sprayed my hands. Even with the gloves, guys, sometimes a little bit of oil spray goes such a freaking long way. So we're pressing up the sides. Yeah, I don't think we're going to need any more dough. I might put a little in the middle for these thinner parts, just because you want the bottom crust to obviously be a little substantial. Thank you guys for checking in. Oh, sorry. I got my hands. Hey, Leo. Oh my God, did you see those tomahawks? Those things look amazing. You guys know I'm a foodie, so like going into places like that, I want to buy like one of everything. Okay. I think we're going to put a little more on this edge. I don't know what Maddie is yapping about. Okay. So I know it said Greek chicken, so you guys are probably super confused if you just came in. I am making Greek chicken. This is just the dessert. I'm going to make a fruit compote that you're going to watch me make, but I have to get this in the oven. This is the shell. So after you get it basically thinly distributed, because they're going to rise, your bottom crust, stab with a fork. The holes are not going to stay, but it's going to keep it from poofing up like crazy. So this is going to go in the oven. I'm going to check it after about 15 minutes because we don't want to get it too dark. And then we're going to go back to the chicken. So bear with me, guys, because it's all about the lemons coming up for our marinade. So this guy in the oven, 375 for, we'll check after 15 minutes. Let me just set the timer here. Okay. Stu, my birthday was yesterday, but thank you. I had a great day. Smooth took me on a little shopping spree in the afternoon. And then we went to an awesome dinner at Fogo de Chao. Guys, you guys know we don't eat like that. So like, I feel like we had like the meat sweats. It was so ridiculous. We were so full. I had to go get Maddie Stu because she was at the top of the stairs and wouldn't come down, her little senior self. So now she was yapping, I think, at the FedEx guy. Maddie can smell it done. Dude, that was so funny, right? Do you like it rough or smooth? Rough? Oh, I know what you're trying to do there. I like it rough and smooth. Okay, so that's in there. Greek chicken. I have a whole head of garlic thrown in my air fryer for about 20 minutes that I showed. Now we're going to juice these limes because we need to make the chicken marinade. So I got my fancy little vintage. I should put, hold on. Smooth got me these gloves. I absolutely love these disposable black gloves to cook. They're so much easier. We're just going to juice some lemons with me, guys. Is anybody doing anything fun for New Year's Eve? I know that Smooth and I are going to do appetizers, which we always do. I make a bunch of fun appetizers in the middle of the day, and then we kind of snack on them and whatnot for dinner. And then we usually take a drive like right after midnight. Okay, see, I love these. Say what you want about old school shit, but sometimes you don't need the fancy stuff. It works great. I don't know what's up Maddie's crow. She's barking like a loon back there.
What's up, Maddie? What's going on? I heard you coming in the house.
Say, I'm making all this noise for no reason. Oh, one more. So you need a half a cup of lemon juice, guys. I probably got a little more. If you know anything about Greek chicken, like I said, it's lemon, garlic, and oregano. So if you go a little over, what's the big deal? Okay, let me get rid of these lemons. Where is my... Into our fancy little mix-up bowl here. We're going to get... Oh, I don't need this. So this is half a cup of extra virgin olive oil. That's going in. And then we need a half a cup of lemon juice, which is pretty darn close to what I got. So The nice thing about the strainer, we don't lose the seeds. So I am just going to actually pour the rest of it in.
Hey Stu, hey Leo, big ups. Dolgan, yeah. Good
Who?
to see ya. Dolk.
Oh, Dolk's in here. Hey, Dolk, did you hear what Ruff asked me?
Yeah.
So I like it rough or smooth. I said, I know what you're trying to do there.
Double entendre, eh?
Hey, Dolk. Awesome. I appreciate the thumbs up. Okay, so in here, olive oil, lemon juice. Then we're adding garlic. And don't be stingy because we love garlic. I think the recipe like normally asks for, I think it's like 1 or 2 tablespoons. I usually put about 3 in, and then I add more if I need to. Okay, and then our spice fun. A little bit of salt. I would say about a teaspoon. I shouldn't say tablespoon. That is a lot of salt. Okay, and then oregano. I do a little bit of Italian seasoning just because it has those flavors that I like in them. And then about a teaspoon of pepper. And then the things we need a lot of, I do about 1 teaspoon of rosemary. If you guys don't love rosemary, you don't know what you're missing. So good. Dolk, I saw you in, whose chat were we in yesterday? I don't remember. Pretty funny dude. Okay, so I'm gonna do about 3 teaspoons of oregano, maybe 3.5. I love oregano. You know that Big Buddy's pizza that we had the other day? I always sprinkle oregano on top of pizza because they never put enough. Okay. So we'll do a quick little stir all that up. And then I will show you guys. I have 3 chicken breasts. So we're just going to put those in there. And then I am a thigh girl. So I've also got 2 thighs as well. So what's going to happen is this is going to marinate the chicken while I prep everything else. And then it's actually going to get poured on top. The marinade is going to get warmed up. And then I'm going to, like 30 seconds or so. And then I pour it all over everything else. Because it cooks out with the chicken. So that's beautiful. Isn't it pretty? Oh, you know what I forgot to add is some parsley. Hang tight, guys. I'm going to put more over the top too, but a little bit of parsley. All right, so we're going to set this and forget this. And then let me change my gloves. And we're going to cut some potatoes and onions. We're at 69. Clean my little area smidge here. Okay. So I have a greased cookie sheet. A bit of honey is good with lemon and garlic. It is, Stu. So like the Greek thing, you cannot have enough garlic, lemon, or oregano. So like every dish has 9,000 of them. So my favorite potatoes are these Little Potato Company. And I love the yellow potatoes. I just think for cooking, like for potatoes, for anything, they get the fluffiest center. These are the little ones. I still cut them in half because we all know potatoes take forever to cook. And we just want them tender. So I'm making a bigger meal today than normal because our daughter's coming over with her boyfriend for dinner. And one of her favorite things that I make is Greek chicken. So I said, I'll make Greek chicken. Why not? Some of these I actually, look at this one. Some of these I might actually leave just whole. I think they are pretty small. Sometimes I get the regulars and sometimes I get the minis. And are these the minis? I didn't say it. I'm going to cut the larger ones and not the smaller ones. Shout out to the 8 people. If you're not liked or subscribed, please do. I'm trying to do some little fun cooking shows. Oh, I had a great Christmas with a delicious mother-in-law made lasagna, which was delicious. And then I got a bunch of sorry guys. I got a bunch of stuff at the butcher for. So some people do like a big meal on New Year's Eve. I'm a big meal on New Year's Day person because I like making appetizers. And I love appetizers. So this is a pound of potatoes. And I think it's going to be plenty. I was going to get a smaller bag, but I'm glad I got this size because they are little. And you never know what certain people will eat or not. Okay, what are my big ones? Here we go. I'm going to leave these real tiny ones whole. There's just no point to cut them. They're so small. They'll be tender enough. Maddie, they're raw potatoes. Look. She had to sniff it to know that it's no good for her. Okay. Let me put these on the cookie sheet real quick. Okay. So that's what the chicken sits on. The chicken sits on potatoes and onions. And I love sweet onions. So we'll get these cut. I think you guys can tell the amount that we eat onions in this house is absolutely freaking insane. But I watched this cooking stream last night, and the guy said, you know a recipe is good because every good recipe begins with onions and garlic. And this German girl could not agree more. Every good recipe begins with onions and garlic. So we're just going to do a rough chop on these. We want to keep them big. Our daughter, who is not a big onion fan, I think she likes the onions in the Greek chicken as much as the chicken. So I used to do less onions, and now I pretty much do probably 2.5 onions because I know she loves them so much. I also think you can fluctuate this for how many people you're serving. So, okie dokie. I'm going to start with 2 and see how that looks. If I need to cut the third or not. So I normally will do halfway. Like I said, I like keeping them big. And then I just kind of do wedges, about 5 cuts. So I grew up going to this incredible place that was open 24 hours. And I will never forget when I went there and I had their Greek chicken. We walked into the place, and on these big flat tops, they had all this chicken and these lemon wedges, potatoes, and onions. And I was like, what the hell is that smell? And I need to eat it. And it was so freaking good. So now I'm obsessed with it. And I got it a lot, but I never really made it at home. And now that I do, I just, oh. Okay. So then we take this. So I'm going to move the camera. So I'm just moving some stuff out of the way so I can show you. Because then we got to get our fruit compote going. So onions or potatoes. Make sure they're separated. And then we add our potato. Remember, this is the shelf that our chicken's going on. I think I just saw a skin. There it is. I caught it. And then you just kind of separate. I'm just trying to make so there's not big, huge, so they kind of cook a little more evenly. Nothing a lot of. Okay. And then what we do with the potatoes, because we are going to put, like I said, we'll put the rest of the marinade, but just a tiny bit. I drizzle the potatoes and onions with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. And I just realized, sorry guys, better to see you hopefully. So, and then we all know that potatoes need salt. So, probably about a teaspoon of salt. Oh, hold on, let's check the sugar cookie here. I'm going to let that go a little bit longer. There we go. Okay. Little garlic powder. Oops. My spice cabinet that I just organized is like, that doesn't belong there. It's fighting me. Shout out to the 9 people in the chat. I appreciate you guys watching. If you have any questions about what we're making or how I'm doing stuff, feel free to contribute to the conversation. Hey, Internet Monster, we are making Greek chicken with a fruit compote tart with a sugar cookie crust. So we have the garlic roasting in the air fryer. I have the sugar cookie crust for my compote in the oven. The chicken is marinating. Madeline. And then I just dodged the potatoes and onions, and this is what all this is sitting on. So same set of spices that's in the marinade. Oregano, salt, pepper, garlic powder, parsley, rosemary, and Italian herb seasoning. All the deliciousness pretty much. And then I also like to take a little spoonful of minced garlic and just toss it around. So I'm going to do that real quick here. And I will say, based on this and how it looks to me, that I do not need a third onion. So like I said, it's about 1.5 pounds of the baby yellow potatoes and then 2 onions, roughly chopped in larger because you want the flavor. I'm just sprinkling probably about another teaspoon of minced garlic on there. Jarlic, whatever you want to call it. So then, bear with me, guys. I'm going to let the chicken marinate a smidge longer. So I'm going to rotate this and put this here. Because I've still got, so in this pot, you can't even see, it's just water. It depends on your fruit. So I always start with just like a little bit of water on the bottom for the fruit compote. And I've got about 1/2 container of raspberries. It's all mashed up. And then blackberries. Oops. We don't need that in there. And then I bought some strawberries. So I'm rotating you around, guys. Bear with me. We'll chop some strawberries real quick. Basically, for your compote, it's almost like making a jam, right? So start with it on low till we add everything, and then you want to bring it to a rapid boil and a simmer. I'm probably going to do about half this container of strawberries. I did rinse them all, guys, before you. I just rinsed them in the bins. I just bought all the stuff. I'm not making another container to rinse. I might do the whole thing because I know it does cook down. Hey, Simon. Nice to see ya. I'm noticing Hi, Be Morons. You crazy little freaks. Has anybody seen Farty? I haven't seen Farty in a while. Since before Christmas. Does he travel? Does anybody know? So since we're cooking these down, doesn't really matter how you slice them. Smaller helps, especially with strawberries. I cannot wait for farmers market season again. All the farmers markets closed in like end of October here because of the season. There's a couple farmers that there is one stand, but the stuff is obviously being very limited. And who doesn't like all the fresh stuff, right? I mean, oh, okay. Madeline, I got to give Maddie a strawberry because she loves them. And did you guys hear her huffing? Here, I'll show you. Come here. She takes it in the other room to chop up. Silly goose. Okay, apparently I'm going to do the whole package. I thought I was going to do half. Yeah. My sugar cookie's barking at me. But another minute isn't going to kill it. No, you're only getting one chunk, you little beggar. You want to see an e-beggar, guys? Look at her. Look at. What are you doing? Say, I'm cute, bitch. Give me a strawberry. Want a strawberry? You want one? I'll give you another little chunk. Here, this is a baby. That's all you're getting, you little e-beggar. Man, she's got the e-bag game down hard. Who's going to start? I don't know. I guess we'll see. Hey, Miss B. I'm interested to see for the recording. Hey, Diamond. I know I'm a celebrity now, like the rest of you guys. Who knew? Restreaming a restream as a restream. That's freaking crazy. You're not getting any more strawberries. Let me just get rid of this. No, that's plenty. You're a little piglet. Okay, so we're going to toss these. Oh, shush. I got it. Okay, thanks. My freaking oven. Okay, in here, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries, tiny bit of water. And then we're going to put about, you don't need to make it super sweet. I'm going to say a half a cup of sugar. I don't think I'm going to need more than that at all. I'm actually a little lowballing it. I'm probably going to do about a fourth. I'll leave the rest in the cup just to see how it looks and if I need to add more. So we're going to stir that and then bring it up to high. I know, it's so crazy. Hey, Pineapple. So awesome. Big ups for stopping by. Sorry, I can't talk. Awesome to see you guys. 14 in the chat. So freaking cool. I've blown my knee out on the court. I just watched that short before we got started. I said to Smooth, I said tomorrow or tonight, we're going to see an AI video of him like dunking a basketball. Did you see the stretches that he was doing, like trying to do off camera? That was funny as hell. I'm also an e-beggar. I'm ordering a Rolex. I don't have one of those, Pineapple. I know. Okay, so I have stevia as well, which I would normally put into this. But we're having company over tonight for dinner. So I did use regular sugar, but I highly recommend. Let me show you the brand I use. I know I still have a bag. Okay. So I like Truvia or stevia. This is my brown sugar. Pineapple. I also recommend monk fruit sugar. I use that a lot. It's really good for low sugar because I know you got to watch your sugar. But this is for, I mean, about 1/4 of a cup of sugar for a compote for a whole tart. I'd say that's pretty darn good. All right, let me stir this a little. So you might need to add more water. I don't like to do that in the beginning because the fruit, as the fruit melts, it obviously creates its own syrup. So we're just going to mash up a little bit. And we're going to let time do its thing. Currently, it's probably on medium-high temperature. We're going to let that roast. This is ready. I think everything else is ready. So let me do that. You guys love 80s music. I was trying to decide what to play in the background. That tarts, I know, don't need sugar. Well, 1/4 of a cup ain't going to kill nobody. But I totally forgot. Oh, that's going to sink, I think. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Hang tight, guys. I'm going to show you the crust. Just going to do a little technique here to flatten it. So I did fork it to keep it low. I'm just kind of compressing it a little bit. It's not a pie. I just wanted like a flat tart shell. So it's not going to be like, because I didn't want to do too much crust. I will show you guys. That is the crust that the tart's going to go in. It's I hate to call it a tart because it's not a true tart. It's my version of a tart. Owners at horse track. That's cool. Skyfall racing with the new owners. Thanks, Internet Monster. I'm trying. Okay. So now I'm going to put the chicken while that's cooking down. Let's do another little quick stir. I'm going to put the chicken on this tray here. Now that the cooked crust is out for the tart, as I say. You guys can see and hear okay, right? The stream's not all wacky. I think if it was, Smooth would have told me. Good. He just came down to help me with dishes. That's what I said. Nobody said anything. I was curious where he went. Okay. Woo! Flip with me, guys. So, potatoes, onions, a little bit of oil, all the spices. I am going to need this and a knife. real quick.
You
Just
want
a
that
slice of.
big knife?
No, the little one right here I'll use.
Okay,
I just
copy.
need to, I forgot I need to slice that lemon.
Thank you.
Okay. So in our marinade, our marinated chicken, olive oil, lemon juice, a crap ton of minced garlic, parsley, oregano, thyme, Italian seasoning, salt and pepper. And once we know they're all pretty, you're basically laying them, if you guys can see. I just kind of lay them around. That chicken breast, that's one from the butcher. Look how huge that is. And then I'm going to show you the difference. So we got that one from a local butcher. And then this I got from a local grocery store. That's just as big. But the other one that was in it, pretty tiny. And then I think I told you guys I love chicken thighs. So that's what these small ones are. So basically all that juice and stuff is going to go into your tomatoes and onions and whatnot. And you're going to get juice in the pan, which is your glaze. And then we're going to stick this marinade in the microwave for about 30 seconds.
Want fruit pizza, Maddie?
Skyfall Racing. Can you call it? I guess I can call it a fruit pizza since did I call it a fruit pizza or did you say that?
No.
I might have said that. I guess I'll call it a fruit pizza. Big Bell said he was his medical bills are going to be crazy.
Oh, no. He hurt himself.
From jumping. That's our roasted garlic I made earlier. Maddie Einga. Right? Did you see her begging for those strawberries, Stu? Did you see? Were you watching, babe, or no?
Yeah. I tuned in a little bit.
The little e-bagger.
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, she's a master.
So I like to do that even though that the marinade's can go in the fridge or in the oven. Just kills a little bit. But what you do, we're just going to pour it
Hey, Miss B, hope you're well.
all
Leo.
over chicken. And then any extra, just like I said, it's all going to drip. So put it all over.
Wow, that one is a big unit, eh?
That's what I said. That's the one from the butcher. It's huge. See the difference between the butcher and the
We haven't had this
regular?
in a while.
It's been forever.
Ooh, check that capote.
Yep. All right. So I'm going to. Where's the parsley? I told you guys I love oregano. So on each chicken, just a little extra sprinkle of oregano and then an extra sprinkle of parsley. The parsley just gives it a pretty green color.
Chicken. Maddie wants some chicken.
Okay.
Oh, Maddie.
I know, Miss B, but let me tell you, this is the most unchicken chicken. Right, babe? I said it's our daughter's favorite dish.
It's the best chicken ever for me.
And we've had Greek chicken at restaurants. I want to take him to the one that I was just talking about. Smooth has not been there. I want to take him so he can try it because it's the first place that I had Greek chicken and fell in love with it. But it's several hours away because it's my hometown. So. Okay, guys. Smoothie stirred my compote for me, which is getting extremely liquidy. But that's okay because the longer it boils, it all needs to cook down. So just keep it boiling. You want it to be at that like light simmer. Okay. So let's put this away. What I like to do with this, I'm trying to let it cool because I want to squeeze it out over the chicken. Pretty freaking hot. Let's see what
Oh,
we're
yeah,
gonna
it's
do.
hot. It was just in that 400-degree ninja.
Uh-huh. I like to squeeze them and put them over. Oh, super hot. I
Ooh,
should
what the
let me
heck?
grab a glove. What?
Looks hot. Looks super hot.
I know. I'll do a glove for extra.
There you go.
Another layer.
Yeah. That
So
squeezes
we
the
went-
cloves out, eh?
The one thing that we learned from we went to a Greek restaurant locally, and the chicken was decent, but it wasn't great. But one thing that we saw that they did is over the top of the Greek chicken, they had roasted garlic cloves. So I think this is 3 or 4 times since I've made it.
Yeah.
And I've started doing it, and it just, oh my gosh. It's like if you can get a little chunk of that fresh garlic. No, it's got to boil, babe. That's how it
Okay.
boils all the way down.
It just sets it over the top with the
Exactly.
cloves.
So we try our best to get the most out.
Yeah.
Move this guy over here. And when you eat it, like Smooth is saying,
So good.
it's just that little extra chunk.
Yeah.
Okay. I should have bought a bigger clove,
No, you did good.
but I had it. So then you save 1 whole lemon that has not been squeezed, and we slice it. Try to get some on the chicken. Obviously, it's what's like preferred, but you still want some of the chicken exposed because you want it to brown. What time is it, babe?
5:16.
Okay. So we are going, it's not 5. Oh, yes. Okay. So this is going to go 400-degree oven for 45 minutes. Excuse me, babe.
Okay, here I go.
What I would recommend is do 40 minutes and then broil to get the extra brownage, like the last 5 or 10 minutes. And if you guys can see, I'll lift it. There's a bunch of juice. All that juice gets into the potatoes and the onions. It's going to be so delicious. And know that food is not all for me and Smooth. Like I told you guys, we have our daughter coming for dinner with her boyfriend. And she requested her favorite meal. So we're going to do 40 minutes. It drives me nuts that this oven automatically puts for 100 or Jesus Christ, an hour as every timer. Okay. It's annoying. I do sing in the kitchen. I was actually singing when I was waiting for everybody else to come in. I got my little light 80s music in the background. So in here, raspberries, blackberries, and strawberries. It's mainly strawberries, but we're going to put a little cornstarch in because it's going to thicken it. Hey, how do you guys feel? Let me ask I'll ask the chat, the 7 people watching me bake. Have you guys ever had figs? Like, I feel like I've lost time not understanding the magic of figs and how freaking delicious they are. We went to my birthday dinner last night, as you guys know, and hey Leo, they had fig preserves on the. If you guys have ever been to one of those like Brazilian steakhouses, they had the fig jam and like the little what they call like the market bar, like kind of like a salad bar, but it's not like it has like it's like a charcuterie board on crack. So we went to this local place that we love, and they put it on a grilled cheese. And I was like, what is this magic? So then I bought some fig jam at the store, which is a bitch to find. And I get figs from probably from Trader Joe's, Big Bell. But so I've copycatted that grilled cheese like 3 times at home. I think you guys saw the pictures. I'd made it on homemade sourdough before. but it's so freaking good. So I got it yesterday, and they gave us like these like miniature like Yorkshire pudding popovers for the table instead of like bread. And I was like scooping it into the fig preserves, and I gave one to Smooth, and I was like, "Eat this." Food. I had no idea figs were so magical. I now want to put them like in everything. It's like it's so good. It's not super sweet. It reminded me, the one that I had last night reminded me a little bit of apple butter, which I'm obsessed with. So we're stirring and mashing a little bit as we go. I like to wait to put in the cornstarch until I feel like all the berries are as macerated or as soft as they're going to get. So I'm going to keep this going a little bit longer. I'm going to put a little bit of cornstarch in. I'm not going to need any more sugar. I can tell you that by the smell. Because from the sugar with the berries, that's why I start with a small amount. Like I said, I only put probably about 1/4 of a cup in because the berries are so sweet. What happened? Oh, I thought you were open because something happened. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm just putting the sugar away. Okay. And then just so we remember, it's going to go in that little crust and get baked. And I'm going to make it like a little, I would love, there's a lady that we watch or have watched on YouTube. I use the term lady like loosely. The channel name is Rosie O'Kelly. Used to be a man, became a woman, back to being a man. Yeah, crazy. But they lived in California. And when I tell you, she would walk into her backyard in her bikini and her thong, and she had lemon trees, orange trees, pear trees, apple trees. If I lived somewhere that I could grow all of those fruits on trees, oh, a fig tree. I think we told you guys we want to do a garden. So we're going to do a little bit of a vegetable garden. I'm going to start looking at stuff in the spring and do a garden in the backyard. Because I would just like to, this niceness of growing your own food. If I was a wash rag, where would it be? Who asked me to sing? Now I'm singing. Are you happy? I can be like Lords. The Cocoa Road fella is not happy with Stu calling him a child molester. He said he's going to his house. I heard that. I don't know exactly who Cocoa Road is. I hate all that nonsense and drama and whatever the frick. Okay. We are very liquidy. Alrighty. So I'm going to put in, golly gee. What do I got here? Probably all that I have left. I think I got another can. So you can do a slurry, like people add a little water to the cornstarch. You don't need to with stuff like this. Because as you can tell, you can't even tell it's in there. It's just going to thicken it as it cools. Oh, the tiger. I'm actually going to get the other cornstarch because I think I'm going to need a little more. This is also why I say put just a little bit amount of water, because I don't even think I should have put any water in based on how liquidy those berries are. Mm-hmm. It'll thicken as it cools. Put a little more starchy in. The biggest thing you can do is put too much in, and then it becomes this thick old paste. You don't want that either.
Smells like spaghetti.
It smells like spaghetti. Maybe it's the garlic. Okay. We are definitely getting thicker. I can feel it.
Oh, okay.
Who says that? Broadwell.
Oh, okay, guys.
So as you can tell too, guys, as it goes, like the fruit just becomes little tiny chunks. It actually almost looks like pasta sauce. But like I said, it's already getting thick. You just want to stir it as much as you can. You want it at that low simmer, low boil, because that's how it cooks it and makes it thicker. I turned it down because, oh, Jesus, sorry, guys. I turned it down because I'm splattering.
Oh, yeah, it sounds like
It's definitely thickening up. Look at that.
pretty good.
100%. That's all it took. Okay. I just wiped the whole counter off, and then I spilt a little flour. Ridiculous. Washed the whole counter. Huh. Maybe you're smelling it with the because all the garlic in the oven.
That could be too. Yeah, the garlic and spaghetti sauce. That's probably one of the more powerful scents that's in it, right?
Mm-hmm. I get free fit. Big Bell, you need to calm down with your food bank stuff. They probably come from Trader Joe's.
Where's Fart Face when you need him? I'm splattered. Just kidding.
That's what I said. I wonder where he is. Nobody's seen him since like before Christmas. So just so you guys can see, if you remember how liquidy it was, I put in that cornstarch, and it definitely has thickened it up. It does look like tomato sauce too, but I promise. Raspberries, blackberries, strawberries. Miss B, what are you guys doing for dinner? Somebody. I think this has to cook for a half hour. So my plan is to put this in as soon as I pull the chicken out, and then it'll be ready for dessert. I don't have whipped cream. I should. That'd be a yummy deliciousness added to this. I put on the station, and I was like 90s R&B hip hop to try.
Oh, right. Sounds nice.
And I don't know what the hell was playing, but it wasn't 90s. It was like Martin, whoever did it, sings hip hop, and I was like, oh, okay, no, I don't want that. So we went back to the 80s. I'm not sure Steve is on the phone, so we haven't talked about it yet. I gotcha.
Well, shout out to Steve for making it home.
Exactly.
Big ups to that guy. Steve definitely gets it done from what we can see. Good kid.
But I go
Just
back.
Like jam.
Yeah. If you guys have not had figs,
Kind of does look like spaghetti.
highly
sauce.
recommend trying some figs, especially fig jam, like that one I told you we got from France. Oh my God, it was so good. Well, not from France, from the store, made in France. So I think we're good. I'm happy with this consistency. It's definitely thick. What's nice is you can tell when you run it, if it stays, see, and moves back slow. Like if it gushes back, it's too thin. But if it stays, like look, it's barely dripping through the it's dripping through the spoon in thick clumps. Plenty done. So we're gonna let it cool a smidge. And then we're gonna put it in our fun little crust. All that work to get it up the sides and it shrunk. That's okay. It's gonna taste delicious. That's all that matters. Is how it tastes. question for you guys that entertain. Do you guys do it family style or do you make plates for people? I like to make plates because I like them all to look pretty and nice. So I very rarely like I guess for Thanksgiving I do family style, the holidays. But for other stuff I just do for us I just make the plates. I like doing it. Maybe it's a control food thing. I don't
They do
know.
a nice job with it.
Yeah, I like it to look nice.
They each have their own time and place, right?
Right, exactly. Did you see Leo said they had fig trees in their neighborhood growing up? I said I love it. I was talking about Rosie O'Kelly in her backyard.
Yeah.
So freaking good. So I'm just letting this cool a tiny smidge before I pour it into that crust. And I think I'm going to end it after that, guys, because obviously, family's coming over. I'm not recording. Normally, if it was just Smooth and I, you'd listen to us chew. But with our daughter and such, family style. Well, I think that's when if you're not anal, Miss B, that's my problem. I will say that. That's my problem because I want everything to look pretty and I like taking pictures. Okay, so we go into Fogo last night and they sit us next to this couple, or not couple, these two older ladies. And can I tell them what we were talking about in the car? I think he went upstairs. And it didn't look like they had ate. I think they were just there for like drinks because they just had the little Yorkshire pudding muffins on their table and nothing else. So they were drinking their cocktails and chatting. And Smooth made a few little like tiny little YouTube shorts. And like the food comes out and our cocktail came out. And I'd love to take pictures of that stuff. So I'm taking all the pictures of the food with these two, like, I would say they were probably in their mid to late 70s, having obviously a late lunch together, early dinner. And I was like, I want them to leave so I can make a video, so, because when you're in those type of places, you're not like, you're not on top of each other, but you're close enough. You know what I mean? And so they go and they ask for the bill, and it was weird because like there's 3 or 4 like waiters or waitresses like watching the table. So I was trying to figure out what was going on, and then this dude comes over and he gives them their bill, and he's like, "Oh, are you guys ready for this?" And they kind of look like a little like shocked, and they were like, "Oh, okay," and he's like, "No rush. I just thought maybe you were waiting for me, and that's why you were sitting here for so long." So then he leaves the bill, walks away. And then the way that they do it there is kind of like everybody helps everybody. So like you have a main waiter, but other people will stop at your table if you need something. So then this other lady comes and takes the check and she says, "Oh, can you split the bill?" And they're like, "How did it?" And she's talking to this other woman about how they want to do it. They want to split it, but she only wants to pay for her drink and this one for her drink and whatever. So, they paid with the cards. They left. And then we're driving home. And we were talking about that. And Smooth's like, "I just don't understand. You can't buy your friend a drink. It's weird to me." And he said, "It's because we don't hang out with people like that. Like when we go out to eat, he'll pick up the bill for 5 or 6 people, or like when we went out with another couple of ours, we kind of alternate who pays. So it's not like, oh, I only have $20, so I can only get these $17 entree and drink water." What did you say about that? What did you call it? About the people who pick apart their bill and stuff like that?
I didn't call it anything.
Didn't you say it's like a cheap way of going, or I can't remember what you said?
It's just kind of brokey behavior.
It's brokey. That's what you said. Brokey behavior.
We usually go out with people who argue about who's going to pay the bill.
Right. They fight over it. No, we got it. No, we that. That's what I said.
I'll pay it. You leave a tip. You pay it. I'll leave a tip.
And I don't think
Nobody's
I've ever
paying but me. You know.
I don't think I've ever gone somewhere where I've been, and I've gone out as a single person with couples and whatever. And I've never had anybody be like, okay, let's take this bill and dissect it penny by penny. Okay, yours is $17.
Like
Yours
that.
is 24. Right?
Some people are like
Yeah.
that,
It's just weird. So like to see that, and it was like he said, they both looked like they were well to do. We were obviously in a well to do area. And he's like, you can't afford to buy your friend a $7 drink. It's weird. But we were talking about that last night.
Yeah, that was funny.
So then they left, and then the table next to us was empty. So then we were able to film. Like I did my drink video and all that. And oh my gosh, guys, that drink last night. So it said it had orange brandy liqueur. I got it wrong when I described it. It was orange brandy liqueur, vodka, orange zest, orange juice, and then it had mint, a lemon, blueberries, strawberries, and something else in it. Anyways, I'm serious when I say I think it's like one of the best drinks I've ever had as an adult. I love that you guys are just in here listening to me ramble. Makes me happy.
Family style, typically, yeah. Family style is always nice.
I said when you're not anal, that's the problem. I think I'm too anal about stuff.
Well, you always like to have it looking first class. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Take pride in your work.
Well, I would say I am going to get a little bit of a side crust because the component doesn't cover the whole top.
Truman Capote, guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like.
Delicious.
Oh my God. That's going to be delish. So this has to go in the oven still for about a half hour. But obviously the Greek chicken is in there. And you do not want to mix something that has 10 pounds of garlic and onion on it into this delicious fruitness. Let's not put it on there. Let's put it here so it can firm up a little. I don't know how that pie plate got all brown and crusty. It was all bright and clean. Put it in the oven, and that just must be, oh yeah, it must be from my gloves, how I touched it.
Oh yeah, it was clean as a whistle.
I know it was. That's why I said I don't know what happened. It was baked like that and went cuckoo. Hold on, I just want to get this.
Yeah, we'll have to put a cleaning on that. Wash those grates and stuff.
Oh yeah. Not bad.
They're so heavy.
It is. They are heavy. Well, and with the old one had that lock so we could lift it up and it tilted,
Yeah,
remember?
Pins that rotate
Yeah.
on.
But so if you guys watch I'll do a little short to show you guys what it looks like all done before I serve it. I think that's all she wrote. Should we end?
Yeah, we can.
I guess unless anybody has any questions or whatnot, I'll probably end it here. And then, like I said, I'll do a live to show, or do a little short to show you guys what the chicken looked like finished, and this deliciousness too, fresh out of the oven. So I'm hoping that component seeps into the crust, and it's going to look. I think it's going to be delicious.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be super good.
Tomorrow, like mid-afternoon, so it'll be earlier than today. I'm going to do like a little appetizer stream and show you like the setup and how I do for the appetizers for the night. I make them earlier in the day and then we just, nibble on them or whatnot. And then I just put them all out in the evening. So I hope everyone has an awesome evening. We're going to have a good dinner. It's going to be nice to have for the holidays. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Love you all. Shout out to all 27 people who came into the chat. Shout out for my 10 thumbs up. You guys freaking rock. Probably won't do a live tonight, like I said, but we will be live. I'll do a little cooking live tomorrow. So Love you all. Stay sweet. Have a great night.